In the meantime, a lot of speculation about what the two presidential nominees will mean for the down ballot candidates and their parties as Democrats try to retake the Senate come November. The latest election forecast by Nate Silver's opinion polling group 538 shows Dems with a 55.6% chance of taking the Senate, while a Washington Post headline reads this: Republicans are now favored to hold the Senate in our inaugural 2016 Senate race ratings. According to Real Clear Politics, Democrats could gain several Senate seats, but probably not enough to retake the majority. So what does this all tell us? There'll be a quiz later. Jessica Tarlev is a Democratic pollster and senior political strategist for Schoen Consulting. Gianno Caldwell is a Republican strategist for Caldwell Strategic Consulting. So a lot there. Let's just take it bit by bit. Gianno, wait a minute. When you look at critics of Donald Trump, they said, you know, Donald Trump is going to destroy the Republican Party. He's going to affect everything, all down ballots. Right?
Yeah.
So what's going on, Gianno?
You know what? I tell you, the media narrative that Donald Trump was going to be a drag on the ticket was not only wrong, but false from the start. This is proved out in places like Florida, Ohio, New Hampshire, Nevada, if you will. Republicans are not only coalescing around Donald Trump and independents as well. There's a super PAC called Trumpocrats, which I encourage people to go to their website, that are organizing Democrats and into places like Ohio and Pennsylvania. So, Jessica, there is still hope for you as a quiet Trump supporter with the Trumpocrats.
Jessica, wow. Are you going to take
I'm sorry, I can't breathe right now. No,
nice,
funny, Gianno. Yeah, we were on Red Eye together last night, so he's still in the mood.
Trump. Oh, okay.
No, Jessica, what do you think of this, though? Because now we do have two different pictures. I mean, you do have some saying that the Democrats could retake the Senate. Yeah. But the destruction that some predicted from Donald Trump is apparently not happening.
Absolutely not. And I think that that's largely due to the fact that sorry, I just had a total mind freeze there, that, you know, over 60% of Americans say that the country's on the wrong track. And I think that they're then going to be looking to the other party. And the other party right now is the party of Donald Trump. There are a lot of candidates who have distanced themselves from him. But Gianno is right that there has been a coalescing around him, not necessarily as much from the leadership, but on the ground where people know that this is going to be the nominee. And they have to do certain things to get ahead. Now, I would say the Real Clear Politics average, as you pointed out, still has 6 states there as toss-ups. But I think, you know, looking at this, it is incredibly important that at the end of the day, Tim Kaine was picked as the VP and not Sherrod Brown, because we would have been another seat down there in Ohio, as John Kasich would have certainly appointed a Republican. But yeah, it's a difficult path. I mean, there's still chances. 55% in the 538 forecast is a good thing. But it's going to be a difficult fight.
It is an interesting message as well, Gianno. When you look, let's just talk about conservatives, Republicans right now. If the vote for Donald Trump to be the nominee was a vote for change and anti-establishment, why do you think some of the seats that previously thought would turn to be a vote away from that Republican establishment seem to be holding? Because that looks like those are different pictures of the Republican Party. You have this new person, but some of the old people, no, not in age, just those that have been in office also look to retain their seats.
Well, I think people have realized that the Senate is going to be crucial. If we're going to get Donald Trump elected, and if we're going to have both the House and Senate, that's the only way his agenda is going to get passed. If we lose the Senate, then it's going to make it very difficult for Donald Trump to get anything done. So I think people have realized that. In addition to that fact, I believe that folks like John McCain, who's in Arizona, who people thought was going to lose, is up by double digits at this particular point in time, because people realize, again, that Donald Trump needs all troops on the ground. And I think Democrats, in particular, some of the folks that switch parties in the primary, are going to be helpful to moving that forward.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Sorry, I just want to push back a little bit.
Hundreds of thousands of Democrats.
Yeah, but we're also seeing the highest Republican support for a Democratic nominee in recent history. She has 12% Republican support right now. And wait, Gianno, what do you mean for what? To vote for her? To vote for Hillary Clinton.
Well, let me ask you this question in this way. Do you think one of the reasons why we're seeing support for Republicans in the Senate is that the DNC and Democrats in general have really focused on making sure to prop up Hillary and not necessarily focused as much on these down ballot campaigns because the race in the presidential race is tightening?
I'm not sure about that. I mean, the DNC has been raising at a prolific level, and Hillary Clinton has been key to that. And I would say also on the Republican Republican side, why they might be doing better down ballot is people like the Koch brothers are only giving money down ballot because they say that they're not going to give money to Donald Trump, so they know how important it is to retain control. Lindsey Graham, a very famous never Trumper now, talks about this all the time, that we got to make sure that we retain, and I'm saying we, because he's a Republican, not me, have to retain the House and the Senate because they know, as Gianno points out, that nothing will get done, obviously, if they lose control. Yeah.
That's a good point, but
Thanks.
I tell you what, the folks in which Hillary Clinton is raising money from is special interest group that are looking to control her, like Wall Street. So, that's why she's raising so much money for the DNC. It is true, Jessica. It's you and me talking.
I don't know why you're yelling.
By the way, what show were you guys on last night? You were saying you were
Red Eye.
You were on Red Eye. So this is what you guys were warming up for. I had no idea that you had this relationship behind our show. Just quickly here, I'm just curious, just to take a big step back and just speak broadly about American leadership today. What do you think is American leadership, Gianno, when you see the very different pictures of who Americans are choosing to support? Who is the next American leader? What does that person look like?
You know what? I think the debate, the overarching themes of the debate this coming Monday tells the story. Prosperity and safety. And I think those have been the overarching themes for Donald Trump's campaign. And what people want is somebody who's going to, in my opinion, keep it real. Somebody who's going to be open and honest about it. Not someone when there's Islamic terror going on, calling it not Islamic terror.
So what do you think, Jessica?
So
what is the picture of American leadership? What's emerging from this political season?
I think what's emerging is exactly what Gianno said, that Americans are looking at for a candidate or a new president who's going to put money in their pockets and to keep them safe. Now, right now, Donald Trump has a slight edge on managing the economy. Hillary Clinton has now tied it up on managing terrorism. She's way ahead on foreign policy and also all of the temperamental issues, qualifications, fit to be president, effectiveness, etc. So I think that's critical. Is she honest? Well, she's more honest than Donald Trump. So that's a fact.
No.
Leaders think they're both not very honest and trustworthy.
So
we're all in that mud pit together. Jessica, Gianno, we'll see. I guess we'll see you on Red Eye too. I mean, this is really something. You two together. Thank you very much. Great to have you both.
Thank you for having me.
Kind of interesting question, right? About what American leadership, what is emerging about the picture of American leadership as we're now less than 50 days.